The following program is for adult audiences only.
Hey, this is Alonzo Bowden, and you are listening to Who's Talking Shh with Johnny and Anthony.
Who's Talking Shh with Johnny and Anthony.
Here we are again, folks.
Oh man, it's another fucking news show. I need my news. That's why we do this. We do this to keep you informed.
For fucking something, I don't know. Rest in peace to Richard Belzer.
Who the hell is Richard Belzer?
He was a stand-up comedian. He was on All the Law and Order. He's the real.
That's a real funny show.
Law
and Order.
Yeah, yeah.
all that.
Yeah,
all
that was funny because he
fucking-
started as a comedian and then he has such a dry character, kind of like, you know, Ice-T started as a gangster rapper and then now he's a cop on TV.
Oh man, did you hear some of that gangster Ice-T rap?
What
Ooh,
the fuck, man?
good lord.
Yeah, they don't know exactly what he died from yet. It sucks. I had a little clip from he had a talk show back in the day, and Mr. T and Hulk Hogan were on the show, and Hulk Hogan put him in a
Fucking Hulk Hogan.
front headlock, choked him the fuck out, not intentionally.
Good night.
Let him go, split his fucking head open on the floor.
Was this
when
in
he
the
fell.
80s?
Yeah.
This sounds like 80s TV
Yeah.
right here.
Jesus Christ.
Primetime 80s TV right here.
Fucking ridiculous. But yeah, he was on the next week saying, just so you guys know, that wasn't made up for the show. He showed the stitches in the back of his fucking head.
We weren't acting. That was real life.
Yeah.
Real life.
So I don't know if he had a lawsuit over it or whatever ended up happening, but I had never heard about it until today when I was looking up Richard Belzer to find something for the show.
Strong commitment to
Jesus
the bit there,
Christ.
right?
Yeah. No shit.
That's what we like to see. Back when TV was raw and real, right?
Yeah. I guess it was something. A first report on the Ohio toxic train wreck was released. Here's what it found and what investigators are still looking into.
Man, I heard about this shit.
Jesus Christ.
I want to know how long that shit was going on forever before they were like, all right, I guess we'll get involved. It changed the planet. You could see the planet look different from space.
Yeah,
That's
it was
not great.
Fucking crazy. It says, after federal officials released an initial report concluding that this month's toxic train wreck in Ohio was completely preventable, investigators will begin examining procedures, practices, and design prior to the derailment that has sparked long-term concerns among hundreds of frustrated residents. The National Transportation Safety Board on Thursday released its preliminary report on the investigation into the February 3rd train crash in East Palestine, Ohio. You know, because Ohioans weren't already fucked up and toxic and mutant enough as it was. We gotta fuck them up even more.
Hunchback motherfucker.
Says where residents have been complaining about feeling sick after hazardous chemicals seeped into the air, water, and soil. NTSB investigators conduct unmanned aircraft system operations for the Norfolk Southern freight train derailment near East Palestine, Ohio. It's been 3 weeks since a freight train carrying hazardous chemicals derailed in Ohio. Here's what's happened since Ohio environmental officials made a civil referral this week asking the state attorney general's office to begin legal and or equitable civil action against the train operator Norfolk Systems, which could result in a civil complaint if negotiations with the company were to fail. So
that's what we fucking need. We just need to shut down the fucking train. Because all the shit the train is fucking supplying. We don't need any of that stuff. No.
Well, that was a 15-ton train.
It's fucking bananas. I want to know what...
over.
Well, they keep saying that, like, it could have been avoided, like the crash. Was the guy drunk? How do you crash a train?
Well,
what do you...
so according to the investigation so far, there was only 3 crew members on the train, and none of them were negligible. Like, it wasn't their fault that the train did what it did.
Well, then how the fuck could it be avoided?
I guess...
Somebody sneeze? Somebody said, "That's a fuck," and just, oh man, I meant to hit the brakes. What the fuck would he mean?
Well, for one thing, the train was much, much longer than it should have been.
Oh motherfuckers was cheating.
Yeah, trying to do more with less.
And doubling the load, double dipping. Well, now you fucked us all, and we're all gonna die. That's great.
Yeah, it says the NTSB report found that one of the train's cars carrying plastic pellets was heated by a hot axle that sparked the initial fire, according to Jennifer Hamdi, the chair of the safety board. As the temperature of the bearing got hotter, the train passed by 2 wayside defect detectors that did not trigger an audible alarm message because the heat threshold was not met at that point, Hamdi explained.
No, buddy, no. I seen the blacklist, guys. This is an inside job, dude. This is from the White House. I know what's going on here. Something's up. This is Mossad. That's what's going on.
This is a third detector, eventually picked up the high temperature, but it was already too late by then. It says 5 of the 38 derailed train cars were carrying more than 115,000 gallons of vinyl chloride, according to the NTSB's report. Exposure to high levels of vinyl chloride can increase cancer risk or cause death. Those 5 cars continue to concern authorities because the temperature inside that tank car was still rising, indicating a polymerization reaction, which could have resulted in an explosion, the report said.
Oh yeah, this is this stuff they used to make fucking PVC pipe. This shit'll kill you, buddy. Get in your lungs, turn you into plastic. It'll fuck you up, buddy. You'll be done. It's just, dude. It sounds too serendipitous. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, of course the fucking train's too loaded down, and why wouldn't it skip 2 heat thresholds on the axles? And of course it's fucking mechanically unsound. I don't know. It sounds a little. Do you believe in America? I don't know. I don't vote. I don't know. I don't fucking vote. What the fuck? I'm just saying. Sounds a little bit. If it sounds too fucking spooky, it might be. I don't know. Who did 9/11? We never fucking found out, did we? All right.
This is to help prevent a potentially deadly blast of vinyl chloride. Crews released the toxic chemicals into a trench and burned it off on February 6th.
What a fucking idea!
3 days after the derailment. Since then, some East Palestine residents have said they are experiencing headaches, dizziness, nausea, and bloody noses, a host of health issues they say they did not have prior to the crash. At the same time, officials have been adamant in reassuring residents of the air's safety and the municipal water system. Kind of like Flint, Michigan.
What kind of a fucking asshole is like, oh, let's just fucking dump it all on the ground and we'll light it on fire. That's how we'll get rid of it. You were trying to stop. You took it away from what could be an explosion that would, in practice, it would light it on fire and put it all over the ground if it were to be involved in an explosion. Then you said, no, that can't happen. We're gonna dump it all over the ground and we're gonna light it on fire instead of that. What happens when when the trash overfills in your house? Do you just take it out back and light it on fire? Do you not take it to the do you not? That's fucking crazy. How was that your fucking plan to deal with it? Like, we're just gonna dump it into a ditch and light it on fire. Now the whole fucking country's gonna die of cancer. That's a fucking problem. That asshole. That guy needs to be punished. Who does that?
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
It's just like, oh yeah, well, we don't want to cause an explosion, so we'll dump it all in this ditch and we'll light it on fire, essentially causing an explosion of some sort without the bang. I mean, there's no boom, but I mean, it's still fucking all the problem that you have. What do you mean? What the fuck are you talking about? And if anything, why'd you light it on fire? Why did they try to burn it? That's the whole fucking problem, it would seem. Whatever. Fuck it. You know what? Cripple the fucking train company. Put them out of business. That was the whole fucking plan anyway. Fuck them.
Vladimir Putin suspends last nuclear treaty with U.S., puts new missiles on combat duty.
Oh, man. That's turned into a fucking proxy war that we don't want any fucking part of, and now we gotta be in because we sent him the Abrams, guys. We sent him the mighty Abrams, the fucking tank that can't be beat, you know? Never lost one, so we're gonna give him to Ukraine and see if they can fucking have a whack at it. All right, man. Whatever. That nuclear shit, he was fucking, like, disobeying the treaty before. too. Because apparently with the nuclear treaty, something or other, we have to fucking submit to some phony baloney fucking nuclear warheads count. That's like some asshole comes in with a clipboard and looks in our warehouse and sees all the nuclear bombs and counts them. Yep, we've got 5,283 exactly. Because apparently you're only allowed to have like you have to have under 5,300. So each fucking superpower keeps 5,299. Exactly, perfect, right? But Russia was like, we're not letting the fucking bean counter guy in here. Fuck you, because of the war. So that like basically put them at odds with the fucking treaty already. So they were never even really gonna sign it. But really, the problem isn't gonna be the nuclear war, guys. The problem is gonna be fucking China. You understand what China's doing, man? They're using it, and they're taking Taiwan. And then we're all fucked, Johnny. See this? All this shit? It's chips, boys. We're all fucked. It's chips. Yeah.
Says Russian President Vladimir Putin has delivered a nuclear warning to the West over Ukraine, suspending a bilateral nuclear arms control treaty, announcing new strategic systems have been put on combat duty, and warning that Moscow could resume nuclear tests. Russia and the United States still have vast arsenals of nuclear weapons left over from the Cold War. However, the numbers are currently limited by the New START Treaty, which was agreed upon in 2010 and was due to expire in 2026. I am forced to announce today that Russia is suspending its participation in the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, Mr. Putin told his country's political and military elite during his annual State of the Nation address. The Russian leader asserted leaders Washington were considering resuming nuclear testing, and that Russia's defense ministry and nuclear corporation should therefore be ready to test Russian nuclear weapons if necessary. Of course we will not do this first, he said, but if the United States conducts tests, then we will. No one should have dangerous illusions that global strategic parity can be destroyed. A week ago, I signed a decree on putting new ground-based strategic systems on combat duty. Are they going to stick their nose in there too, or what? And they think that everything is so simple. What are we going to let them just like that? Or what are we going to let them in there just like that?
I don't know, man. Sounds like a bunch of fucking saber rattling, all right? Everybody knows what fucking mutually assured destruction is. Vladimir Putin does the same. I'd hate to be like to play devil's advocate and be like on Russia's side, but you got to think like, hey, man, we have access to all the media. I get it, but we're also like, you think that treaty was real? We're not giving them the real numbers, right? We wrote the fucking treaty. It's our idea. We're not going to follow it. That's not what you do. You think the police follow the laws? No. You ever seen these assholes driving through stoplights when they're not chasing anyone? Yeah, they wrote they're in charge. They don't have to follow it. That's the whole fucking reason you put a treaty in place, so you can bully a dickhead. I'm not saying he's not a dickhead, but I'm not also saying he's not being bullied. So you gotta read it both ways, guys. It's I don't think anybody's throwing nuclear bombs anywhere. That's crazy. He could just turn off the oil to all of Europe, and then everybody will, like, why would you nuke that land? You could just freeze those people to death and then farm on them. They're good fertilizer. Why would you? I mean, I hate to be a dick, but I mean, Stalin be damned. Vladimir Putin ain't got shit on nobody. I mean, why would he fucking ruin all that land? He's not gonna do that. There's a lot of valuable. There's fucking the Baltic Seas over there. We're not nuking anything over there. Don't worry about that. We're just gonna turn the fucking oil off. Everybody will freeze to death. So worry about that. We gotta worry about figuring out alternative fuels so that you don't have to make sure Vladimir Putin fucking keeps your lights on. That's the problem. That's the issue, right? All right, fuck him. Let him try to bomb him and see what happens.
And Anthony's a liar. He doesn't hate to be a dick.
You're right, man.
Joe Rogan's dad claims money went to his head as Spotify futures questioned after Jewish comments.
Fucking Joe! Joe! Always Joe! How much money is Spotify gonna give Joe? Because they're not giving me anything. So how much fucking money are you gonna give Joe, Spotify?
Well, I'll let you know. Joe Rogan is one of the most powerful men in America. The Joe Rogan Experience is the #1 podcast in the world, providing a place in which he gets to sit back, smoke weed, and ruminate with pals including Elon Musk and a slew of scientists like Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
This feels like a fucking plug. This isn't a plug.
But there are rumblings about the podcast's future with Spotify, with whom he signed a rumored 3-year, $200 million deal in 2020.
Fuck!
As the clock counts down, the Swedish-based streamer won't confirm when his deal is up, only telling the Post that his contract doesn't end this year. It was announced this week that Max Cutler, the point person who looked after Rogan at Spotify, is leaving the company. Rogan, who is on a non-exclusive deal, walks a fine line with Spotify. The company has no creative control over his content, but he still has to adhere to its guidelines. The 55-year-old father of 3, who was previously said, "I talk shit for a living," made headlines back in 2021.
Fuck him!
For his
Fuck you!
controversial comments about the COVID vaccine. He claimed, then later apologized for saying that the healthy young Americans didn't need to worry about getting the jab.
You can finish it. Go ahead.
Reached at his New Jersey home this week, Rogan's estranged father, Joe Rogan Sr., 81, had a message for his son. "Who are you to judge people? Who made you God last night?" Rogan Sr. told the Post, "I'm not prejudiced. Everybody has to live, and I teach my kids that. This bothers me. The money went to his head, and his head got bigger than his hat. He fools people." Multiple sources confirm that Rogan did not breach any Spotify guidelines on the episode, which has not been pulled, but only slightly placed Spotify source. But one highly placed Spotify source said that staffers are indeed unhappy with his comments. Another insider revealed that talks are going inside the company about whether the guidelines should be amended. The Spotify source said the music streaming giant is a complicated platform that higher-ups have stuck by Rogan.
Fuck him. I hope they pull his fucking deal. I refuse to believe that this fucking 55-year-old syntholed out fucking dope smoker, like, I refuse to believe that that's the counterculture fucking hard hit of America. No, he's not my fucking, Big Joe is not my stepdad. Fuck him. I'm so sick of hearing about, and how are we gonna act like Joe Rogan is this shit talking comedian? He has a dad. All right, I'm not gonna listen to some self-deprecating my ass. You have a dad. I'm not listening to it. Fuck him. You talk shit for a living. How many people has he threatened on the air? Nobody. I talk shit for a living. Fuck him. Fuck you. That's bullshit. Nonsense. And you're getting $200 million. Like, at a certain point, are you even a comedian anymore? Like, you're still writing jokes, I guess, but like, really though? I don't know. $200 million. That'd make me a different kind of comedian, I'll tell you that. I don't know. Fuck that dude. Stop watching the Joe Rogan show. That guy's got too much pull over the fucking president, bro. I don't like it. I don't like that fucking dude. Fuck him.
Nick Cannon on having more children after welcoming 12th baby.
This motherfucker right here.
God decides when we're done.
All right, man. I decide when you're done. How's about the American fucking people decide when you're done? That's too much, kids. You can't. 12? Fuck you.
How about when your baby mama's vagina looks like a fucking clown car? You stop having kids.
That's the thing with this motherfucker, man. It's not just one lady.
Yeah, I know.
This motherfucker got like 12 fucking baby mamas. It's bananas. What are you doing? Like, well, I guess he's got the money. Fuck it, right? I guess if you got the money.
Well, not for long. Keep having fucking kids.
Well, but I just don't like. I fucking hate when these motherfuckers, like, all these rich assholes bring, like, Jesus into their. Like, why would you think God has anything to do with, like, your fucking sex life? You don't pull out and you think Jesus did it. All right, why are you on TV? Why do you have money? We gotta shut you off, right? Like, Jesus didn't do that. That's disgusting. Do you think Jesus would be involved in your... Come on, man. You got 12 baby mamas. You think Jesus did this. Okay, yeah. Well, Jesus is a whore. Then Jesus is a slut. Now don't play with that bullshit. Not my Jesus. If I believed in Jesus, Jesus would be clean. He wouldn't be a sinner on the sin. God damn it, Johnny. Fuck Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon isn't quite sure if he's ready to put a pause on having more children.
We ought to chop his dick off.
While chatting with Entertainment Tonight, the 42-year-old Masked Singer host and father to 12 kids was asked if he is done having babies after welcoming his 12th child, daughter Halo Marie Cannon, with model Alyssa Scott in December. Yeah, Cannon told E.T., though he added that more kids could still be in the cards.
Time out. Fuck you, Nick Cannon. God don't send models. If God wanted you to have a bunch of kids, he'd send you a bunch of ugly, poor bitches that need a hand up. You gonna fuck them, they're gonna have a kid, then you're gonna have a Nick Cannon baby, a little light-skinned baby, then you're gonna pay him a bunch of money. That's what Jesus would do. You think God is sending you models? That's Satan, Johnny. That's Satan's making more Nick Cannons, god damn it. Go ahead.
Says God decides when we're done, but I believe I definitely got my hands full, he said. And I'm so focused. I'm locked in. But when I'm 85, you never know. I might stop having kids.
You fucking might stop. Motherfucker, man. Oh, I hope you get diabetes, Nick Cannon. How about that? I hope you get fucking diabetes and you lose that foot. Fuck you. That's ridiculous. Disgusting. Blaming it on Jesus that you don't know how to you don't know how to pull out. What the fuck is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Come on, get real.
So we're gonna revisit an old story that we did before, and you'll see why in a second.
Ooh, I like it.
An update and a new development.
Ooh. All right.
Man who shot Lady Gaga's dog walker pleads no contest, sentenced to 21 years in prison.
God damn.
Yep. The man who shot and wounded Lady Gaga's dog walker while stealing her French bulldogs last year took a plea deal and was sentenced to 21 years in prison on Monday, officials said. This is from December 5th, 2022. The stolen dogs were returned several days later by Jennifer McBride, who was also charged in the crime. The pop star had offered a $500,000 reward, no questions asked, to be reunited with the dogs at the time.
Man, dude, I'll tell you, they ought to take the no contest plea out of our fucking court system. Because there's nothing more emasculating than being fucking bullied into a no contest plea. I would almost rather just be forced to say I was guilty. I've had to plead no contest many a time. It's fucking terrible. You're just like, oh, well, fucking... I still refuse to say I'm guilty. It almost makes you look like you're throwing a temper tantrum more than you're trying to win a court case. You're throwing a temper tantrum. Stop being a dick. When you beat, buddy. Just, hey, I did it. Fuck me. All right.
Okay, and here is the new development in the case. Lady Gaga sued by dog theft accomplice for not paying $500,000 reward.
What? On what grounds? Doesn't a lawyer have to take the case for you to sue someone?
In a truly stunning lawsuit, the woman charged in connection with the theft of Lady Gaga's French bulldogs says the singer never delivered on her promised $500,000 reward, and now she wants the court to force the singer to cough it up. Jennifer McBride says Gaga made it very clear she'd pay the $500,000 no questions asked when she announced the reward back in February 2021 after her dogs Koji and Gustav were stolen from her dog walker at gunpoint. Not only does McBride want the $500,000, she wants the court to triple the damages to $1.5 million for allegedly posting the misleading reward.
She'll probably fucking win.
That's what I said.
She'll probably fucking win. You know what? And she deserves to fucking win. You know what? That bitch don't need no more money. I hate to see it go to a criminal, but don't say stupid shit. All right? You want somebody to fess up to a crime, well, I guess you're going to have to honor your fucking arrangement.
No
right?
questions asked.
You
that was
said
part
no
of it.
questions, bitch. That's a question. Don't be asking no questions if you don't want no questions. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Well, I would almost say, like, you got to pay the ransom to set a good example. But maybe just don't let your dogs get stolen again, I guess, right?
No,
Okay.
I mean,
you can't really stop
they
a
stole
murderer.
him at gunpoint.
Like, you
yeah.
can't really stop a murderer, I guess, right?
And it wasn't her dogs; it was her dog walker.
Like, if I was,
but...
if I'm Paris, like, if I'm her fucking PR guy, I'm like, well, I think you pay. I don't know. Do you pay? I don't know. What do you do? Like, we got to pay so it doesn't happen again. But, like, if it happens again, I mean, I don't think anybody's going to fall for it. Yeah, just fucking, we'll give you a bunch of money if you turn yourself in. What criminal ever fell for that, fucking asshole? You deserve to sit in prison. Fucking
That's
dummy.
like the stings they do. Like, they call up people that have warrants and shit and say, hey, You want a brand new TV.
Oh, fucking yeah. Oh,
And they
where's
go-
your address? We're going to come and get you. Yeah, we're going to...
Yeah. So they show up and they say, hey, you're under arrest, by the way.
Yeah, we're fucking... Why would you... If you're running from the police, if someone... Hey, is this Michael Keaton? No, motherfucker! And you hang up the phone. That's what you do. You hang up because motherfuckers are looking for you. God damn it.
Well, criminals aren't the smartest people in the world.
Well,
so.
that's the problem. The prison isn't full of smart motherfuckers, man. It's full of motherfuckers that found out how not to do it. That's what it is. It's full of a lot of fucking failures. That's what it is full of. All right. That's hilarious.
So that's pretty much it for this episode. We're a little,
man.
we're a little short today.
That's good. We like to give it to you short every now and again. Keep you ready to go. Keep you hungry for the long ones. You know what I'm talking about? Jesus Christ. They're going to pull our funding. All right. First off, fuck Joe Rogan again. Just for the last time on that one. So we'll close out with that, too. Fucking asshole.
All right. We'll see you next week. New podcast starting every Tuesday at 8 a.m. or hear previous episodes anytime.
Come on back every week, C-Sweet Poppy. I got what you need.
You can email us at who'stalkingshh@gmail.com. That's 3 H's.
That's it. Email me. I want to read your shit.
You can leave a voice message on Anchor and possibly be included in an upcoming episode. Tell us how much you like it or if you think it sucks.
Leave me a name and number after the beep.
Go to our Facebook page link on Anchor.
You know you like me.
You can also hear us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and many more.
You know me. I'm on all the platties, dawg.